Hi, I'm Paul Darley, and thanks for tuning into our May issue of Inside Darley. We're literally just back from the FDIC, and I got to tell you, it was the best trade show that our company's ever attended. We had over 4,000 square feet of exhibit space that was just jam-packed the entire show. What I thought was really neat, too, there were visitors from all over the world. The international attendance was really up, and in fact, at our reception on Friday evening, we had international representatives from over 25 countries. In our booth, we introduced 9 new products. One of the new products that we introduced that we kind of kept under wraps and didn't share in our newsletter and other things was our new ultra-high pressure / high volume pump. It's our UHP-HV pump. We've attached here for you some literature. Now, this pump was pretty neat. We went and used our patented technology from our Odin compressed air foam systems, where we would drive a pump and an air compressor on one drive shaft via a belt. And so we actually used that same design and we removed the air compressor and put on a high pressure piston pump. So in this compact package that fits in the back of a pickup truck, an ATV, and just about any vehicle, we're able to give you a high volume pump. It's our Model 2BE, which has been around for a while, that will give you flows up to about 300 gallons per minute. It'll give you 250 gallons per minute at 40 PSI, 150 gallons per minute at 100 PSI, and 100 gallons per minute at 150 PSI. We then belt drive a UHP, ultra high pressure pump that'll produce, it's a piston pump that'll produce 8 GPM at 1200 PSI. It's got its own foam system. It's economically priced with a total list price of under $10,000. So check that out. If you'd like some more information on it, please let us know. Also, the show was amazing from the number of Darley pumps that were on display. There were at least 15 Darley OEMs or fire truck builders with Darley pumps on their trucks. That was great to see. Just even walking by the Pierce booth, they had 7 of their 9 vehicles on display were pucks. That was amazing, but just really great attendance and great showing of Darley pumps. One of the most exciting things, too, was we had 4 Darley 4th generation family members at that show. So 2 more have joined us within the last 12 months. We're glad to have them on board. And that's after they have met all of their succession requirements and requirements for coming into the company. We have formal rules for, that are laid out. You got to work outside the business and some other things following family business best practice. And speaking of family business, on April 4th, the New York Times actually wrote an article entitled, "Family Businesses Learn to Adapt to Keep Thriving." And that article included interviews with Darley Company, and it really talked about 4 areas that all of these family businesses, including ourselves, had really focused in on to really kind of thrive, or certainly survive, but thrive in this economy. And those first 4 areas were, number 1, a willingness to reinvent yourself, and we certainly have done that at Darley. Number 2 was no guarantee of future employment for the next generations. Number 3 was succession planning. That went from not only how the 2nd generation success, brought the company to the 3rd generation, but how now we too are looking to the 4th generation. And lastly, outside advice. And that's why we as a company look for the very best board of directors that we can find. We're also involved in a lot of different networking organizations where we have peer-and-peer counseling and where we can talk to other business owners and managers and really get the best practices out there. Speaking of family business, I'm just headed down to speak at a Family Business Magazine annual conference. I'm on a panel there on succession planning. We've actually attached here for you a copy of an article that was written on Darley in that magazine and our succession plan a few years ago. If you'd like to see a copy, incidentally, of the New York Times article, send me an email at pauldarley@darley.com, and I'll be happy to flip that article. Unfortunately, due to permissions, we're not allowed to attach it. Speaking of the New York Times, there's a great article written by Alex Bryant. He's a weekly columnist in the business section of the New York Times, and he writes an article called The Corner Office. And he recently released a book under that same name, and he went out and he interviewed 70 out of the Fortune 100 top CEOs to see really what separated them from the pack in terms of other people in their business and what they looked for in successors within their company. And The Corner Office talks just about that. And I'll tell you, I would encourage you to get that book. I actually subscribed to it in Books on Tape and got it on tape. I've got a great book summary on that. If you're interested, reach out to me and I'll flip it to you. Unfortunately, that too we're not able to attach to this video. But it talked about really 5 areas that they saw as being places that separated the CEOs from the rest of the pack. And it talked about, number 1, a passionate curiosity. Number 2, battle-hardened and confidence. Number 3, team smarts, which is, we refer to really as emotional intelligence here. A simple mindset mindset, able to kind of sort through bigger issues and problem solve. And lastly, fearlessness, making tough decisions and learning from those decisions and moving on and improving. So thanks for tuning into this issue of Inside Darley. If there's anything we can be doing to support you, we hope you'll reach out to us. Thank you very much.